An update tonight from the ABC15 investigators. A bronze sculpture listed in the FBI's National Stolen Art File might have finally been found amongst the items in an Arizona man's personal estate. Now, we found out about it through a tip from a news viewer. The revelation is shocking relatives who are now working to return that treasure. But as ABC15 investigator Ann Ryman found out, that's not as easy as you might think.
For decades, this 2-foot-tall bronze sculpture of a cowboy taking a break sat in the home of Arlen Cook's brother-in-law.
It's a beautiful piece.
The unsuspecting work of art now in Arlen's Gilbert home.
Right in here, it's kind of hard to see, but it says 20/40, so that would be the 20th one made out of 40.
And why is that significant?
When I looked it up, it said that number 20 was the one missing. And I was kind of shocked because I thought, there's 20 right there.
Arlen inherited the sculpture last year from his brother-in-law's estate. He was curious about how much it might be worth.
And we started researching on this, and that's when we found that this was wanted by the FBI, and it was a stolen piece.
Arlen reached out to the ABC15 investigators this week after watching a story we did on stolen art back in May. And there, he says he saw one that looked very familiar.
Our first thought upon knowing that it said it was stolen stuff, that we wanted to get it back to wherever it was supposed to be.
But as it turns out, it's not that easy.
See how long I'm going to go through the whole computer thing on this.
Arlen, who works as a full-time engineer, says he tried to get through to the FBI, calling several times, but was on hold during one attempt for close to an hour.
That's where we can never get through it.
He then called Scottsdale police, thinking they could help, since the art gallery it was taken from was there, but is no longer open.
I have a piece, an art piece that I guess I was looking on the internet, and it shows that it was stolen years ago from a museum. Who would I get with I'm wanting to turn this in?
But Scottsdale told him to call Gilbert police for the initial report because Arlen lives in Gilbert.
Okay, thank you.
After ABC15 interviewed Arlen, he told us his daughter was finally able to get through to the FBI and gave them their information.
Whoever we can get to help us get it back to wherever it needs to be.
We also reached out to Bob Whitman, a former FBI senior investigator who founded the FBI art crime team, to ask him about the chances this is the missing piece.
Because this one's numbered number 20 of the 40, and that matches what's on the National Stolen Art File, it's a good bet that this is the stolen artwork.
As for Arlen, he never did find out how much the sculpture is worth, and he has no idea how it ended up in his brother-in-law's home.
Tom was definitely a good-hearted guy. He would not have stolen it. I think he probably got it in a trade because he traded antiques.
Arlen just wants to give back the art to its rightful owner.
It needs to go back, it needs to be taken wherever it's supposed to be, and let it all be closed.
It could be weeks or months before we know whether the sculpture is the stolen one. ABC15 reached out to the FBI today for comment, and a spokesman telling us the FBI's art theft crime team is looking into this. We'll continue to follow up on this story. I'm investigator Ann Ryman, ABC15 Arizona.